everyone. The first thing I'm going to do is show you the player controller, player movement script, and then show you the problem with the jumping animations. Because this part's really getting on my nerves now, and it's been several weeks, and a lot of the suggestions have proven to be useless, including changing code in areas that disable the other functions that I have and want to keep preserved. And for example, using the R to turn on run and R again to turn off run states, which I already have set up for smooth transition. Being able to hold the WASD keys along with the arrow keys down, but specifically, like if I'm holding the arrow up and to the left, it runs like normal, turns to the left, and if I'm holding forward and turns to the right, blah 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 blah. And I have reverse movement where it's the opposite, literally, so it parallels forward movements. So if I'm holding the down or backward button and push left, your character is going to swing to the left, and vice versa to the right. This is intentional, and it's not the way the Unity default ones tend to be, which is, I've always found rather irritating. So I've got the steering system in there that way on purpose. In any case, I'm going to show you how the basic setup is. I've got the requirements on here that whenever this is attached on, blah 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 blah. Got the pretty standard basic movement factors. Got the jump settings. All these work, and again, remember, it's a character controller, not a rigid body. Tired of fighting with all that. We've got the push settings. Got all that part. The standard is running, energy depleted, current energy. This is for the things you'll see in the UI right now. References, in-game menu. This is all the stuff that should be there. Got the animation, current animation, find in-game menu. Got the animations set up as float types. Set rule is jumping, which is set up inside the animator controller that way. Again, what I was saying about turning it on and off. Is grounded, is all put in there like it's supposed to be, along with the basic movement. I don't believe that's a problem in there. We got the movement, the transform, blah blah blah. Basic character controller move requirement. Energy, animation, consume energy, update. Is typing is specifically set up in there, so if I'm literally typing into like a chat window or whatever, and I hit something like W or the A or the S or the D key, it's not going to make your character move forward, at all. So this is to be able to find and run into actual colliders. So pretty simple, straightforward stuff. So now we're going to go to the game view, and I'm going to show the problem. So first of all, the base layer, all that for local motion. And I've got the basic death animation at any scene, so when the character gets all the health depleted, it and it activates the die, which it's supposed to do. Which then, being from any state, supposed to, you know, not allow the player to move because, well, they're dead. So it requires a wait for the respawn time. Now, because I'm using a sub-state machine in this part, I am using any state. These are the basic settings. And then we don't need any conditions in there with the exit for that. And then we have this here because if I'm walking off an edge, eventually I want the animation to actually show falling. So I make sure that can transition to self is off. I might go ahead and experiment and just turn that off here in a minute, but let's get it showing what it's not doing that's supposed to do. See, when I first start, it already looks like it's dropping because I got it slightly off the ground. But when I actually hit anything like jump, we got that weird either it doesn't work or it's delayed. And you see the energy depletion. So if I'm doing the walking and I hit jump, it's not only delayed, but it slows down the actual character movement. And since playing OBS right now is for whatever reason today, making everything choppy, let's go ahead and turn on the run state and do it. And there you go. You can kind of see it more with that right there. And that does nothing. Literally has no effect whatsoever. Give it a moment. Just like, oh, look at me. Oh, I'm so pretty. I'm that special. Look at me, I'm walking on air. See? Just look at me be pretty and slow down. A little sarcasm there, but anyway, that's the issue. Again, you can see all the settings and stuff. Now, we're on that, so let me go ahead and try and take that all the way down. And you see that really has no effect whatsoever. So let's turn that off and then nothing. So let's go ahead and do this part. So you see what it does with that? It starts to actually play the whole animation. But if I put that to false, it's like, what the heck? And then we get stuck in that permanent motion and we can't turn around or anything. So that would not be the right setting there for that. Then I tried changing it up a bit. And let's see, where was it? I tried doing it like that. And we end up with that crazy stuff. rotate that one all the way down. Yep. Nothing affected at all. And of course, some people ask me, "Oh, let's take this part off." Okay. That's what happens. Nothing. So let's take this one off. No effect. Just does the whole little weird, look at me be superstar. So I'm at a loss here. And you say I don't have it attached to any state, and it doesn't need to be connected here when it's, you know, this is all the forward and the reverse motions. So none of that needs to be messed with. So the best thing I can do at this point is just disconnect these for now, because to show you, we can do all the other movements that I intend to do. And mind you, this is holding the key down and left and down and right. So it's the intentional exact opposite of forward motions. And then again, R toggles on the run state, and hitting the R turns it off. And I made it smoother than the original, like just snap into action. And of course, we can also just stand in the, you know, center place and do the rotate like this. Kind of looks weird, kind of got a weird slide going on, but when it does, you just barely hold it, but that's one little detail that I've never been able to actually solve correctly. Because I'm trying to get it to, you know, literally be more realistic in its functioning than like gliding, walking on air, whatever. As far as the other functions go, I got this all working now again, but that's not really the issue we need to focus on right now. And like I said, if you saw the energy depletion, it's doing what it's supposed to do. If we run, and if we stop, if we run and hit jump, we take more out naturally. Stop, just have to wait for it to refill on its own. And I've got to where it's still walking, it will still refill, so that's it on purpose. It's just jumping or running and jumping that depletes the energy. So I'm really at a loss for why that doesn't work, but using any state, of course, works with the death thing, because we don't want to be able to move, but yet here we are moving. I'll show you that again, because before it wasn't doing that. And I think it has to do with this part here. So let me go back to where that was originally and see if that has any effect. Let's stop this, so give it time to compile. Yep, it has nothing to do with it. So, it would be nice if somebody could explain to me why it's doing all that. Be very much appreciated. That's it. Take care.